Welcome everybody. My name is Nikki Lanauzi, the wellness technician here at Pinellas County. Today we have an awesome class for you all. We are focusing on yoga for healthy digestion. So when we incorporate physical activity into our everyday lives, that's going to help support a nice healthy gut. As we look a little bit more into the research and we continue research, interesting studies are showing that actual physical activity is having an impact on our digestive health, as well as not only what we eat. So incorporating that extra activity into our everyday lives is just a little extra bit more that we can help support a healthy gut that affects our mental health, emotional health, anything under the sun. We have an awesome series behind the belly button on our wellness classes. If you'd like to check that out, it goes a little bit more into detail on the science, nutrition aspect, but today we're going to focus a little bit more on the physical activity and actually getting into it. So when you're ready, we'll go ahead, meet on our mats in a nice seated position. Today, all you'll need is a mat and yourself. So when you're ready, we'll find a nice comfortable cross-leg position, whatever leg you prefer out in front. Let those sit bones ground onto the mat. Relax your hands onto your knees. Just begin to let your eyes close. Roll those shoulders down away from your ears, sitting up nice and tall. When you're ready, just begin to channel into your breath. Bringing those inhales strictly in through the nose and out the nose, heating up the body. As we begin today, just do a quick self-body scan, check in, see how you're feeling, honor any aches and pains you might have going on. At any time you need to take a break, maybe skip one of the poses we are doing, feel free to do so. This is your practice. Just taking a moment to channel in here and now in this moment. Letting go of anything you have, those to-do lists. And just focusing on your breath in and out through the nose. When you're ready, take a nice big inhale for a 4 count. Big exhale for a 6 count. Big inhale, belly expands, opening out wide. Long exhale. Pulling that belly button back in, ribs squeeze in. Big inhale. Big exhale. Two more breaths. Big inhale. Big exhale. Last inhale. Last exhale. And gently begin to blink those eyes open. When you're ready, just find a nice tabletop position. Releasing those hands to the mat, knees onto the mat, right underneath those hip bones, hands right underneath our shoulders. You can untuck those toes. Gaze is right above those middle fingers. Going through a few rounds of cat-cows, taking it nice and slow. Big inhale, belly drops, gaze rises, lengthening through the intestines, the abdominals. Exhale, round through the spine, push that mat away. Compress that belly. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. So just going 2 more at your own pace. So we like cat-cows because this helps lengthen and compress the abdominals and the intestines, creating a little massage, helping get things moving. And when you're ready, meet back at a neutral spine. So to help wake up our internal organs into the intestine system, we're going to take that left hand back behind our head, elbows out wide. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, drop elbow to right forearm. And inhale, twist open, lifting that left elbow as high as you can. Exhale, drop. Inhale, open. Exhale, release. Inhale, open. Bring that left hand back down to the mat and we'll switch up sides. Right arm goes back behind that head. And when you're ready, exhale, drop. Inhale, open. Prepping that spine, that thoracic spine, upper spine. 4 twists to help support digestion, detoxification in the body. 1 more, inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. And inhale back to a neutral position, plant that hand down. Extending out that left foot, take a gentle rock back, stretch out through that calf. And when you're ready, find stillness. We're gonna pivot on that right knee. So right foot's gonna swing off to the right side of the mat. You can curl under those toes. Back heel drops. Left hand reaches up. So we're almost in a modified side plank position. You can stay right here if this is enough. Keep pushing those hips forward, squeezing your glutes. If you'd like a little bit more, you can reach that top left hand up and overhead. Think about bicep next to your ear, lengthening through that whole left side body. Reaching those fingertips a little bit further towards the top of the mat. Stay for 1 more breath in, breath out. Inhale, use your core strength to pull yourself up. Left hand's gonna glide along that left side and reach right hand up and over. Gaze can stay out front, or it can maybe drop down to that foot. Just taking a nice big inhale, big exhale. And gently release that top hand down, left hand follows, pivot back onto that right knee. So our right foot's at the back of the mat. Bring left knee in, go through 1 round of cat-cow to reset the back. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, back to neutral spine. So switching up sides, go ahead, extend out that right foot back behind. Maybe take a gentle rock back. You can hold it, or maybe add in a few rocks back. And when you're ready, find stillness. We're gonna take that left ankle foot, sweep it off to the left side, drop that right heel. Left hand underneath left shoulder, right hand reaches up and overhead. So you can stay right here if this is enough of a stretch. If you want more, go ahead and reach that hand up and over. Taking 3 breaths here. Lengthening through our side bodies, prepping our spine, internal organs for twisting, lengthening to come. And when you're ready, nice big inhale, reach those arms into a T. Hand glides along that leg, left hand reaches up and over. So keep pushing those hips forward, squeeze your glutes, reach with those fingertips. So don't just try to reach back towards the mat, try to lengthen through that elbow. Feel that nice stretch from the left hip all the way through that side body. 1 more breath in, 1 more breath out. And cartwheel those hands back down. Pivot that foot back and bring both knees. Go through 1 round of cat-cow to reset the spine. Inhale, belly drops, gaze rises. Exhale, round through the spine, push that mat away. Inhale, back to a neutral spine. When you're ready, curl under those toes, hips lift up and back, taking our first down dog of the day. Feel free to pedal out through those feet. So a few things in down dog, take a gaze forward. Make sure those index fingers are pointing straight forward. Eye of the elbows right at that elbow crease. are on a slight angle forward. Pushing those hips up and back. Inhale, reach up onto the balls of your feet. Push your hips back towards the sky. Exhale, drop those heels down. It's okay if they don't touch. Release those shoulders down away from your ears. You don't need that extra tension in your life. Take one more inhale. Now on your next exhale, begin to slowly walk those feet towards the top of the mat into a forward fold. Let that head hang heavy, gaze is at your knees. Inhale to a half lift, flat back, hands come to those shins, long spine. Exhale, release. Soft bend in your knees. Inhale, root to rise, hands sweep up and overhead. Exhale, hands down to heart center. And pause for a breath in, breath out. Hands release out by our sides, mountain pose. Standing nice and tall and strong, rolling those shoulders down away from our ears. Big inhale, reach those hands up and overhead. Exhale, soft bend in your knees, forward fold. Plant those hands. Step your right foot back behind, back knee drop. So if you have sensitive knees and it hurts to drop that back knee, you can fold up that mat. Let's give a little bit extra cushion there. And when you're ready, stack those hands on top of your left thigh, stack shoulders over hips. You can stay right here or inhale, sweep those hands up and overhead in our modified low lunge. So breathing here, think about taking those hip points, curling them up into that rib cage and gently shifting forward. So when we have really tight hip flexors, this can help decompress some of our intestines. So what we want to do is make sure we're stretching, especially when we sit all day. We want to make sure we open up through those hip flexors. Take a nice big inhale. And on your exhale, drop both hands forward, shoulder height. Left hand's going to sweep back behind. Gaze can follow that hand, or maybe it stays out in front. So just opening up, wringing out that spine. If you want to take it a little bit further, that back left hand can glide along your right back thigh, reaching that hand up and overhead. Feeling that nice length all the way from the top rib through the hip flexor. And when you're ready, plant that right hand underneath right shoulder. Reach left hand up towards the sky. So think about that twist coming from belly button up. Keep your left hip down, twist open, pushing through that hand on the mat. One more breath in. Exhale, plant that top hand down. Curl under that back foot. Bend that knee, step it forward, forward fold, top of the mat. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, root to rise, hands sweep up and overhead. And exhale, hands down to heart center. Pausing for a breath in, breath out. Release hands off by the sides, mountain pose. Big inhale, lift, reach. Exhale, soft bend in our knees, forward fold. Plant those hands, step your left foot back this time. Back knee drops. Again, if you have those sensitive knees, you can go ahead, bend up that mat, give a little extra cushion. And when you're ready, plant those hands on your thigh, restack shoulders over hips. And you can stay right here. That's perfectly fine. Or if you'd like, go ahead and reach those hands up and overhead. So again, channel into those hip flexors, pull those rib cage into your, pull your hips into your rib cage. Reaching those hands up. And on your next exhale, drop hands to shoulder height. Take an inhale. On your exhale, right hand's gonna sweep back behind. Gaze can come to that back hand, or maybe stay forward. You can stay right here, or if you'd like to take it a little bit deeper, back hand can glide along that back leg. Right, left hand reaches up overhead. Stay for a breath in. And exhale, plant that left hand underneath left shoulder. Right hand reaches up towards the side. Keep pushing your hips down, twisting from that belly button up, wringing out through the spine. When we add in these twists, we're helping wringing through those internal organs, massaging them, allowing for movement to flow through. Top hand releases down, curl under that back toe, bend that knee, step it forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, release. Soft bend in your knees, big inhale, root to rise, hands sweep up and overhead. Exhale, hands down to heart center. And off to the side, mountain pose. Take a nice big breath in, big breath out. Inhale, lift, reach your hands up overhead. Exhale, push your hips back, forward fold. Plant those hands, step your feet back, high plank position. Shift forward onto the tips of your toes. Option, your knees can drop. Lower that chest all the way down to the mat. Untuck your toes. If you have any low back issues, zip up through those legs. Inner thighs, feet touch. If you don't, you can keep a slight separation. Hands are right by your floating ribs, so a little bit further back from that chest level. And when you're ready, push those hands back towards your heels and lift up into cobra. Belly button stays planted, lengthening through those front intestines, the abdominals. Stay for a breath in. Exhale, release. Push into those hands, hips to heels, child's pose. So we went into our cobra pose, into child's pose. Cobra, we were lengthening through our front abdominals. Child's pose, we're compressing, adding in that movement, that massage of lengthening, compressing, helps get things moving in that digestive system. Forehead can rest on the mat if it touches. Staying for a breath in, breath out. Inhale, begin to walk those hands underneath your shoulders and meeting in a nice kneeling position. So if kneeling position is not for you, you can bring it up onto your knees, curl under those toes. Release those hands back behind. So just keep squeezing your glutes to push your hips forward. Think about a nice, tall, long spine. Hands interlaced back behind us. Palms touch. So you don't have to completely lock out through your elbows. Tiny micro bend. Think about squeezing those elbows together, opening through your chest. And if it's comfortable, gaze can come up. And gently release. Option, you can stay kneeling or sink those hips back to your heels, untucking those toes. So we're gonna take it a little bit deeper. If that chest opener was enough, you're gonna stay right there and you're perfectly fine. You'll get a few extra breaths, opening up that chest, opening up those front abdominals. If you'd like to take it to that next level with me, we're gonna attempt to take it into camel pose. It's a slight back bend. Any back issues, feel free to skip, just do the chest opener and just stop at your own level, okay? So when you're ready, bring it back to that kneeling position. Curl under those toes, hands come to your low back. Squeeze your elbows together. Keep squeezing. Think about lifting your heart up towards the ceiling. Take a nice big inhale, and on your exhale, begin to gently shift back. So if right here's enough, stay here. Keep squeezing those elbows together, lifting your chest up. If you'd like to take it further, release one hand at a time down to your heels. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Keep squeezing your glutes and breathe. Opening through that front abdominal. Great to counteract sitting at a desk all day. Wherever you're at, we're going to stay for one more breath in, one more breath out. If you're in full camel, bring one hand to the low back at a time. Push your hips back up to center and gently release it down. Whew. Also, camel is a great pose to do to help invigorate, wake up. So maybe in the morning, maybe after lunch. So when you're ready, go ahead, sweep those feet off to the side. We lengthened open through our abdominals. We're going to focus a little bit more on strengthening with boat pose. So with boat pose, bend up those knees, lean slightly back, right on that tailbone, slightly above. If this is enough and you just raise up onto your toes, you can stay right here, hands back behind those thighs. If you'd like to take it a little bit deeper with me, bring one foot up at a time, find your balance. Staying for a breath in, breath out. If you want more of a challenge, reach those hands forward. If you even want to take it a little bit more, try to lengthen those legs. You can stay at that bent knee. But here we're engaging the core, creating tension, helping stimulate, activate those digestive juices. So if you have any issue digesting food, definitely recommend adding our boat pose in here. Staying for a breath in, breath out. A little bit of a challenge here. Slowly lower to our low boat. So hovering right above the ground. Low back is firmly planted. Heels are lifted, shoulders are lifted. Keep breathing. Stay for 2 more breaths. And gently release it down. Bring those knees into your chest. And give your low back a nice rock side to side. Massaging out those kidneys. Maybe take a gentle rock side to side. And when you're ready, grab back behind those legs. Take a few rocks up and back, massaging through that whole back. And when you're ready, rock all the way up and extend those legs towards the top of the mat. You can shake out those knees a little bit. Take a nice big inhale, reach your hands up and overhead, push your hips back behind and forward fold. So wherever you're at, maybe hands are at your shins, knees, ankles. Maybe you can grip for the tops of your toes, peace fingers around your big toes. But wherever you're at, I want you to focus on lengthening through your spine and on your exhale, hinging a little bit more forward. So inhale, lengthen, exhale, release. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, release. So in our forward fold, similar to child's pose, we're compressing the belly. The belly is fully relaxed. So you can see as you move and flow through different yoga poses, you're creating that nice little massage, twisting, turning, just like your digestive system. It works on a system of pushing things along and through. When you add in that movement, you can help assist with those efforts. And when you're ready, release those weird grip wherever it's at. Reach those hands forward, take a nice big breath in, and on your exhale, slowly one vertebra at a time, release it down onto the mat. Bring your right knee into your chest, grab on the shin, gently release that knee towards the side of the mat. So you're trying to pull that knee into your upper underarm. Left foot at the top of the mat, foot is flexing. So the fun name for this pose is actually windbreaker pose. So we're actually helping support the pressure within our digestive system. So if you have anything built up, need to relieve, this is the pose that helps you do it. So with each exhale, keep pulling that knee into your chest. And gently release up that grip. Extend that foot towards the top of the mat. Pull in the opposite leg. Flex your right foot that's at the top of the mat. Gently drop that left knee off to the side and begin to pull it up and into that underarm. So you should even feel that nice stretch in that hip flexor over on the right hand side. Keep squeezing, pressing that knee into your side, helping balance the pressure. And gently release. We're going to bend up both knees, feet planted on the ground. Feet are about hip width apart, hands are off by our sides. We're going to take it into the bridge pose, reaching those fingertips towards your heels. Keep squeezing those inner thighs together. You don't want your knees to splay out. So when you're ready, take a nice big inhale. On your exhale, peel up through your hips, mid-back, upper back. So squeeze those glutes. If you'd like to take it further, you can interlace your hands underneath your hips, roll up onto those shoulders, push through the back of your arms to lift that chest, stomach up a little bit further. Gaze is up at the ceiling. If you'd like a challenge, maybe raising up onto the balls of your feet. And gently release those feet down, arms off by the side. Roll one vertebra from the top of your spine all the way to the bottom, back onto the mat. And bring both knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice squeeze, nice rock side to side. And when you're ready, arms release out to a T, knees stack right over our hips. Take a nice big breath in, and on your exhale, drop those knees over to the right side. Gaze comes to the left. So keep pushing that top left hip forward, creating that twist from the belly button up. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, peel that left shoulder down towards the mat. It might not touch, maybe it does. Just focus on wringing out through the internal organs. Inhale those knees back to center. And we'll switch sides, drop those knees off to the left. You can readjust those hips slightly. Ideally, we're stacking those hips right on top of each other. Take that nice big breath in, and on your exhale, peel that right shoulder down towards the mat. Actively pushing that top right hip forward to stack over that left helps deepen that twist. And when you're ready, gently release it back to center. Releasing those legs up towards the sky, taking legs up the wall. Just helping reverse the blood flow. Helping lower our blood pressure. And when you're ready, bring those knees back into your chest. Give yourself one last squeeze. Maybe even bring your knees and your nose into your knees. And gently release. One foot towards the top of the mat at a time. Arms release out by our sides. Begin to feel complete ease as we take it into our Shavasana. Just gently feeling the weight of the body melt into the mat. Allowing your breath to come natural. Begin to pay attention to those shoulders. Can you release them a little bit closer towards the mat? Can you unclench that jaw, letting your tongue slip from the roof of your mouth? Can you release that space in between your eyebrows to relax a little bit more? Let's begin to focus on the breath in and out through the nose, how it feels on that top lip. And I invite you to stay in Shavasana for however long that you need. But if you're ready to continue with your day, go ahead and begin to move your fingertips, your toes, wrists and ankles. Bend one knee into your chest at a time. Rolling over to your favorite side, using your bottom arm as a pillow. Top arm presses into the mat and just gently push yourself up to a nice comfortable seated position. Legs can cross, finding easy pose. Take a nice big inhale, reach those hands up and overhead. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Chin drops down in a sign of gratitude. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining. This is a great class to help relieve any digestive issues you have, as well as help support a healthy digestion. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact the wellness team. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a good day.